Hey, what's up, you guys? Bananda here. We're gonna start off when I was born. I was born in a hospital. I was actually born a preemie, and I was born a little early. I was a blonde-haired, very curly, Shirley Temple-looking baby. I was super tiny. My mom held me in the palm of her hand. I was actually 1 month early, so I was 1 month gestation. I was 3 pounds, 9 ounces, and I was super small. And I'm erasing it now. Sorry. After that, I started off with me and my dad and my mom. My dad was always bald and had a goatee, mostly because when I was 3, I told him to always have it that way and to never change it, and he never has unless he was in jail. My dad's name's Justin and my mom's name's Sandra. My mom is probably the awesomest person, has always been there, and I actually spelled my mom's name wrong in this video. I actually forgot the A. We lived in the projects. If you don't know what the project is, you should totally research it or go look at it. It was a very shitty place to live, but it was the only place that my parents were able to afford to live. In my neighborhood, at the projects, my nickname was Badass Diamond. I could scream louder than any other kid in the projects. I was a bad child. My dad was with me for a little bit of my life, and then he went to jail. He went to jail because my mom was underage, and he was in his 20s. And another reason is because he likes fighting, and he's a good man, but he can only live his life behind bars. So it was just me and my mom for a while. It was nice. And later on, my other mom, Tina, came. She was awesome. I still call her my other mom, and I will probably always call her my other mom. She meant a lot to me. And then my mom met another guy. His name was Sean, and he was a decent man. I miss it just being me and my mom, though. Or me and my mom, my other mom. Then she got pregnant, and she had my little sister Jade. And then he left. Well, not yet. Then he left. And it was just me, my mom, and my little sister. And then my dad went back to jail. He was there for a little bit of my sister Jade's life. And he never called, never really talked to me. To be honest, in my mind, I didn't think he cared about me anymore. It was hard for me. Different man constantly being in my life and my dad not wanting to be with me. It was pretty traumatizing. And Tina was back in our life again. And then Tina left. And then Marvin came. And the way I say Marvin's name is Marvin came. It was probably one of the worst years of our lives. And when I say years, I mean years. My mom got pregnant again with my sister Topaz. And actually, Marvin had a kid of his own, and her name was Diamond Alexis. But she went by Lexi at the time because it was kind of confusing because Diamond's my name. And so we called her Lexi. We didn't get along. I didn't get along with any of my siblings. I wanted to be by myself. Marvin used to game all the time, constantly. I didn't draw this in, but he used to game all the time. He was extremely abusive to me and my mom, and somewhat my sister Jade, mostly because we weren't his kids. It was horribly traumatizing having to constantly cover up bruises and live practically in fear of every single day if you're going to get the shit beat out of you, or if you're going to be happy, or is he going to finally be gone? And at the same time going through, my mom at the time was on drugs, and just, it was hard. It was really hard. The pain and all that horrible stuff with him went on for 7 years. To be honest, it was the worst 7 years of our lives. I still have to go through the trauma of constantly in fear of men and what they might do to me. And he's probably the only man I will ever be scared of, but I still live in fear every day that the person I'm with is going to abuse me or hurt me. Even though they could be the sweetest person, I'm still so scared. Before he left, I had a brother and sister named Onyx and Malachite. They're so sweet. Malachite was my only brother. Well, I almost had another brother, but when I was little, a lady pushed my mom and killed him. And it was me and my mom and my sister Topaz and Jade, Onyx, and Malachite, our little baby brother. Even though he's taller than me now. Can't believe it. I was so happy at the time. After we left him and we got a place, I was so happy to finally be away from everything with him. To finally have all that pain behind us and not have to deal with it every single day. And feel like we needed to run. I remember staying at people's houses for days at a time just to maybe get away from the abuse, and then my mom would go right back to him. It was horrible. But I realize how she feels and how she felt because I've been in abusive relationships and I know it's hard to get away from it. I was so happy to be safe. For my mom to be safe. My mom went to Rockfest one year. And she came back so happy that she met somebody from school. His name was Cormac. My mom was one of those women that can't be alone. I'm the same way. I cannot not have somebody. And I jump into stupid relationships that I shouldn't do. And I understand. It makes sense. And that's what she did. But she's happy. She's still happy. They got a divorce recently, actually. But they're still living together. So it was Mom and Cormac and his kids, Austin and Derry. He has a lot of kids altogether. And there was me. Austin, he was his ex-wife's son from a previous relationship. I'm just gonna name us. There was my mom, Cormac, Austin, me, Derry, Braxton, Corey, Kira, Topaz, and Malachite. I think that's everyone. There was a lot of us. I think there was like 11 or 12 of all of us. It was fun. It was nice having a big family like that. Especially since I didn't have a big family that much. It was hard for me mostly because I didn't have someone that was just me. That was like my real brother or my real sister. Because my brother died, and that was the closest thing I got to having a brother. Like a true brother. And to me nowadays, I don't feel like that matters anymore. But as a kid, it did. But I'm happy now with all my brothers and sisters. Sorry, I couldn't draw a dress, especially since I don't draw stick figures very much. I just didn't want to over detail everything. So I just drew stick figures. It was just easier for me. And then the whiteboard I'm using is like a huge whiteboard. And I had to like figure out how to position everything. Because I really wanted to draw my life and get it correct, I guess. They got married in a courthouse, and then they went shooting guns at a gun place afterwards. I don't remember. I didn't shoot guns. I'm not a big fan of guns. I'm more of a knife person. If I'm going to fight somebody, I would rather it be close range and more of a feel their blood on my hands than shooting them and then running. In school, I had a hard time in school mostly because I was extremely bullied my whole life. I was treated very, very poorly in school. In the beginning, I tried to be like everyone else. I dressed like everyone else. I acted like everyone else. And then in 8th grade, I became myself. I started dressing how I wanted to dress, being the person I wanted to be, and didn't give two single shits what anyone thought. And it made me happy. Now I'm being more myself, and I don't give shits anymore at all. But I dropped out of school in my senior year, and I went to alternative school. And it was so much better for me, so much easier. I started YouTube a little bit before I dropped out of school, if you followed me. It was a place where I could be myself. Around the time my ex left me, and this is before we got back together again, my ex left me, and I was very vulnerable, and I felt I needed an outlet to get rid of everything. It was fun. It was nice, and it was easier for me in a way. Yeah. I don't know why it's frozen. There is stuff that I did leave out of my Draw My Life. This video, to be honest. And to be honest, that is, why did I say that again? Mostly because I did not feel comfortable in bringing it up again or talking about it. Mostly because I didn't want the people that I was going to talk about get pissed off or in a way hurt me even more than they already did. I've gotten yelled at and I've had to take a video down because of that reason, of someone pretty much knowing that I was talking about them, of what they did, and them not appreciating it. And I didn't say their name, and I try, in these videos about my family, I did say their name mostly because I physically can, because they are my family members. But I didn't want anyone to say, oh, you can't say my name, I don't want you talking about me. So I didn't very get into the things at school or anything like that. I hope you guys really do understand that I'm not going to talk about that stuff. If you do want to talk to me about that, I will personally talk to you. If you've been through anything that's traumatizing to you and you want someone to talk to, I'm here. I've been through an extreme amount of stuff. And I will try my best to help you guys get through anything you guys need help getting through. I really, truly love you guys so much, and I'm thankful for all of you. Bye.